Heidi-ho YouTube, thank you for stopping by the channel. I have a new pickups video for you. We are in the middle of July, and I've made some flea market trips, and you can get good deals at these swap shops every now and again, although it appears as though they're less prevalent than maybe 10 years ago from what I hear, but honestly, I wasn't looking for retro stuff back then. But the rumors are that there used to be some really crazy deals way back, but I'm still finding some pretty good value out there, so I keep going out there every now and again. So the past few weeks I've actually got some good stuff. Specifically, I started with some hardware. I've had some good luck in this area. In terms of controllers, I found a purple Xbox One controller for $25. $65 is what these cost brand new, and used in store they usually cost $45 or $50. That's what I'm finding anyway. So to find a odd color controller for $25, I'm on board. Also got a PlayStation 2 multi-tap. This is for playing 4 controllers at once on that system. Can't say it's something I would do frequently, but it's nice to have the option if I have friends come over. I also found a couple of PlayStation controllers. Actually, a lot of PlayStation controllers now that I'm looking at it. I've got 2 PlayStation 2 controllers in the standard black color. One's missing pads, but that's not a problem. Got a whole pack of these off of Amazon, and they come in different colors, really. Not an issue. I found a blue PlayStation 2 controller as well in fantastic shape. Always happy to get something that's clear. I also found what was a filthy PlayStation 1 controller with analog sticks. It was really dirty. I took it apart, I cleaned it, let it dry out, put it all back together. It looks almost brand new. Top notch. It cost me $5. I also found a Nintendo controller with a decal on it, and maybe that's nothing special, but I never had one with a decal on it when I was a kid. I thought it was clever enough to buy, so here we are. Found a couple of Brady Games manuals. I can't say I've always had a ton of these. I have one for Silent Hill, which I've never managed to part with, which is great. But I found one for Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. And I also found one for Final Fantasy XII. I'm not buying these for collector's purposes. I'm buying these to use them to help me get through the games. They tend to have maps, nice graphics, of course, explanations of how the game goes, and usually hints and potential areas that you might not find just normally wandering around. So happy to find these for really good prices. I think I paid $5 for each of them. I also got a Game Genie for Genesis. This was at my local swap shop and it was free, so I'm like, well, I've never had one before. I might as well just get it and give it a try. We'll see if it works. When I move on to games here, I've got some Super Famicom games. I think I'm up to 5 or 7 Super Famicom games at this point. I know they're from a Japanese system, and the text is usually in Japanese, but certain games are totally playable like that. Got myself a copy of Fire Pro Wrestling X, and a copy of Fire Pro Wrestling 3. I believe in my last video I picked up another copy of Fire Pro Wrestling. I've now got a couple out of the series, all for the Super Famicom, which is kind of interesting. Not a lot of need to read Japanese in these, you just kind of mash buttons and have a good time. I also got a copy of Wizardry 5. This is Japanese, but it has English settings that you can adjust at the beginning. You're reading a Japanese menu when it happens, but you flip a couple of switches, everything becomes English. It is completely playable. Wizardry is a pretty famous dungeon crawler, so I have a couple of these actually for the regular Famicom. To get this one with even better graphics, pretty great. Got a copy of Turok Evolution for the PlayStation 2, and it cost me $1. How do you not pick that up for $1? GoldenEye Reloaded was a bit more expensive. I think I paid $20 for it. Clean copy, has a manual, it's complete. I really wanted to play this game, so probably the outside of what I'd want to pay for a PlayStation 3 game, but glad to get it. For the Xbox, I got a copy of Dynasty Warriors 3. Don't think I have a complete Dynasty Warriors collection across my systems, but they are fun to pop in and mash buttons on every now and then. For the Xbox 360, I got a copy of Guilty Gear Overture, which was a decent price for a game that I've heard before but haven't really played. I thought it was interesting enough to give it a try. I also found a game called Two Worlds, which appears to be some sort of a medieval adventure. For the Xbox One, I got a copy of Dark Pictures Little Hope, which I was really happy to find, because it's a type of a game that questionably could be considered more of a movie than a game. It's from the group, I believe, that made Man of Medan and Until Dawn. Got a copy of Assassin's Creed Origins. Played some of the Assassin's Creed games. I know they're really popular. To find one at such a good price, I'll grab it. For the PlayStation 4, I found a copy of Rage 2, Greedfall, and Dragon Age Inquisition. They were running a sale at GameStop. It was 4 games for $20 under, if the games were $10 or under. And I had a $5 coupon. So I got these 3 games, and I think Assassin's Creed Origins as well. And $15 for like 4 games? Yeah, top notch. I had a game come in that I had on order for the Evercade. Got a cart for Morphcat Games. This is the company that made the Micromages series. That game is on this cart, plus it looks like an expansion to that as well, and another game or 2 that they have. I was a huge fan of that game, so I'm really happy to get this in a portable form. This is going to be excellent. I'm looking forward to it. I got a copy of Demon X Machina. This was a gift, and I'm super happy to get it because this is something I've had my eye on for quite some time, and it seems to have not been going down in price. When this came out a year or so back, some really great videos out there that I saw, and I really wanted it. You're flying around in a super suit or a mech of some kind, blowing stuff up. It appeared to have some sort of a cel-shaded graphic style. Just looked awesome. Got a couple of PC pickups as well. I'm not finding as many PC games out in the wild these days, which I guess is to be expected, but I found a few, and 2 of them were free, so it's hard to argue with that. Got a copy of Farscape the game. Can't say I've really watched the series. I know it was pretty popular in the 90s, I believe. They made a game, apparently, and now I've got a copy. We'll have to give it a look. I also found the Lord's Royal Collection. There's 3 or 4 discs in here that look like they're in great shape. I don't know much about it except it's a medieval experience, and apparently was good enough to have multiple games in the series. I also got, for $1, a game called The Operative, No One Lives Forever. This is a 32-bit game that I have to figure out how to get onto a 64-bit system. I don't think that's too much of a technical hurdle, but I found this one in a stack of music CDs. I was flipping through and I saw this, and I recognized what it was. And the discs were all $1, so yeah, I'll give this one a try for $1, hands down. Well, that's all I have today for pickups. This is a pretty hefty pile now that I'm looking at it. Got to clean up a couple of controllers, try a couple of games on PC, see where we're at, and maybe some of these will show up in my reviews over the next month or so. Thanks for stopping by to take a look. I hope you found that it was interesting, and hope to see you on another video.